After we have monitored the instrument, we can start correlating the unit. This can only be started if the monitoring program has successfully passed all the tests, like here with Datacolor 400. We see that the calibration, the energy level test, the short-term drift test and the color performance test has successfully passed, and the results are submitted to the fleet viewer. High-end units are big sphere units like Datacolor 600, 400, SF600, SF650 and so on. Small sphere units like Dataflash, Microflash, SF300, Mercury and Check can only be monitored. Now, what is the definition of correlation? The Datacolor correlation function is a mathematical function which compensates the reflectance data for inevitable color performance drift occurring in between two maintenance service visits. In other words, it keeps the accuracy of your measurements at its best by minimizing the drift effect on the instrument's color performance. It is not a replacement for maintenance, a patch for defects, nor it is a self-certification tool. So how do we start the correlation? We go to Tools and switch to Correlation View. After that, we see an almost identical screen as the monitoring screen, but slightly different. First of all, we see two color spaces, one where the tiles are situated in the monitoring mode and one where the tiles will be after correlation. The goal is that the cluster after will be smaller, meaning closer to the master unit. We also see that we have a delta E for each individual tile, uncorrelated and correlated. And we see that the correlation progress is not yet started, so we will now start the progress. We click on Determine Progress, and the first thing we have to do is present the black trap and white calibration standard of the unit. So we present the black trap and click OK. We do the calibration exactly as before. Next step is the white calibration tile and click OK. After that, energy level test and short time drift test are progressed again. So we can leave the white calibration standard at the port because the short term drift test and the energy level test will use the white calibration tile to perform the test. We see that the calibration has passed successfully, also the energy level test has passed successfully, and now the software is busy with the short term drift test. We see the limit delta E as before, 0.1 CLAP and the actual delta E. This will take again half a minute. Next, we measure the 12 color tiles from the Guardian set anew, this in uncorrelated mode. Okay, short-term drift test has finished successfully, so we will start presenting the Guardian tile set. We can take any tile we want, the software will automatically choose the correct tile. So we continue. We see now that the 12 tiles have passed successfully. After that, be careful. Guardian software asked us to present the black tile from the tile set. This is not the black calibration trap. So we present the black tile from the Guardian tile set and hit OK. The software will take some measurements, and after that the white tile of the Guardian set is asked. Once again, not the white calibration tile, but the white tile from the Guardian set. So we wait. OK, we present the white tile from the set. Click OK. After that, the correlation is calculated by the software, and the result is a presentation of the 12 tiles in the right color space of the screen. Generating the correlation report. OK, you clearly see now that the cluster is smaller in the right color space than the left color space, so all the tiles are now closer to the master instrument. Here we see that the total delta E after correlation is smaller than the total delta E before correlation, which is normal. And we can now install the correlation file into the Datacolor software. We do that by clicking the install button. We get the message: the installation of the correlation coefficients will change the future measurements. Do you want to continue? Click yes. And the requested operation is performed successfully. Click OK. The screen shows us now that the correlation coefficients are installed, but how can we check this if it's really installed? We can check this in the common Datacolor driver. We go to Tools, Service Utilities and Setup Instrument, and we go to General Options, Correlation. Here you see that the On option is clicked. So we have installed the correlation factors, and the correlation is referred to the master instrument with serial number 228. The very last option that we have to do is send the results to the fleet viewer by clicking this button. The software is generating a report, and we have the message: the correlation coefficients are installed and the data is sent to the fleet viewer. Thank you for watching this Datacolor video.